What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Boosted here, and if you're up for a treat today, let me tell you. So I think it's long overdue that we actually do a walk around on the Turbo Glide, and we're gonna dive deep into what people really don't tell you about fast boy riding. Now I know, yeah, we're coming from a Harley and we're talking about fast boy stuff, but let me tell you guys, you can go fast on any bike, even if it's not meant to go fast on it. You just got to know what you're doing and you got to practice, okay? And sometimes you might even find it's funner to go fast on a slow bike than it is on a sport bike or anything else. So let's get into it. Alright guys, let's get into it. So, doing a walk around of this motorcycle, it's got a pretty decent amount of stuff done to it at this point. You'll have to forgive me, she's a little bit dirty wintertime in Georgia. You get to ride, but there's a lot of grime on the roads. So just doing a quick walk around of the bike, letting you think about it. This thing has been a 4-year project for me. I've been working on it nonstop, 4 years. Doing something every time I get a chance to it. But we will start up at the front talking about it. So let's get into it, guys. Up front, we've got a Sly Fox carbon fiber front fender. We've got Amazon aftermarket headlights. Yes, I did skip out on the headlights. I felt it was more necessary to put money towards other stuff on the bike. So I made my own bracket. I had a friend of mine help me out with the wiring, and I bought these two headlights for under $70 together. That's right, that whole kit cost me $240 to do it myself. So, next thing on the list, we are running a Clockworks windshield. I want to say it's a 12-inch Clockworks. Can't remember. And we've got some nice fasteners from Bamco. Getting into the handguards, because everybody always asks about them. These are from Amazon as well. I think they cost me like 20 bucks, and then I bought a can of bronze spray paint from Home Depot and a can of clear coat. So they ended up, they've looked good. This is about 3 years on them now. I'm probably gonna have to touch them up this year. Next, we got a lower fairing kit that's actually plastic. It just looks good, from Amazon. It was carbon fiber, and it was 150 bucks versus the $500 one from Advent Black or straight from Harley. So that's always an option, guys, if you want to try to save a little bit of money. This is real carbon fiber, Sly Fox. I did paint my back piece on my brake calipers, trying to match it up to the bike a little bit better. And then we're going to get into the mirrors, because a bunch of people ask me about those. I really don't use them much, but they're from Amazon as well, and they were about 25 bucks. I promise I didn't buy this whole setup from Amazon. I'm just going over the cheap parts first. I got the ODI Vans Heartluck grips. Moving on to the radio, guys. So this is a Soundstream WHD 14 Plus. And I got it from my good friends over at Lifestyle Cycles. Any of your Harley audio needs, hit those guys up, man. They're great. They'll help you out. Kevin, he's a great guy over there. And then moving on down the bike. This is real carbon fiber. The dash, I've run it for 2 years now. And I got it off of Amazon as well for $149. It's been great. It's super lightweight as well. And my gosh, it's never this busy up here. So, let's get down towards the primary. So, this is a Trask Performance shifter linkage carbon fiber. I can't remember what those run. If you want to look them up, check them out on Lifestyle Cycles website. I'm sure they've got them. We're running the Arlen Ness mid controls, and they're kind of like a Ford mid. But I'll show you on the other side of the bike here in a minute why I went with the Arlen Ness mid controls and not something like Boosted Brad or Performance Machine. In the primary, parts that you can't see, we are running a Dark Horse Man of War compensator, delete. And man, that thing, it makes the bike way more snappy, I can tell you that. And it also holds up to power, which we're going to be trying to push out of this bike later on. For the clutch, we're running an Evolution Industries clutch that comes with the basket, the friction plates, and everything you need. I did go with the 150 horsepower springs, so I do have a pretty heavy clutch pull. Then holding it on there, you see the derby cover, which is see-through. It's from Trice Performance as well. I figured when I built this bike that I wanted to be able to see, you know, my clutch if I'm going to dump that much money into one. We're also running the Bamco outer primary bolts. Those are in black chrome, and man, those change the look of the whole bike. I'm trying to do more of my bolts as I go in Bamco. They're the ARP studs as well. All right, guys. So then we're getting into the saddlebags. I got those from Nasty Hog. They're the, I want to say Rebel chop bags. They do offer a rear fender for that. However, I elected to go with a carbon fiber rear fender. And when I did, I tried to originally order Slyfox carbon fiber fenders front and rear. But after I'd placed my order, my front fender already had come in, and then they discontinued the rear fender. So what I ended up having to do was buy a Blockhead Moto carbon fiber rear fender. That's for a 24 and up bagger, and they actually bolt right up, but you will see that there's still going to be a hole right in here. I didn't mind those because I plan on doing some body work and paint at some point, so I'll probably fill those in and do a painted side on the fender. So before we get too far, we also have a Lucky Dave's Get Lucky seat. I'm thinking about switching up seats this year. I do have one issue with the Lucky Dave seat, and it's that this front piece always pops out if I get into it hard or if I try to drop back on it. So it's scaring me a little bit. Even if I've tried the Saddleman lock, it's still like the seat has so much flex in it that that'll just pop out at nothing. So something to think about if you do get one. It's a really comfortable seat. If you're just touring and everything, it's a great seat. I'm running the Öhlins 13-inch rear suspension with an Arlen Ness 1-inch riser block. I did buy the 13-inch suspension thinking that that would be enough, and then I was still dragging pretty bad. So I bought the 1-inch riser block, and that maxed me out with the stock swing arm. So there's that bit of information if you ever need to know it, to try and get more ground clearance on the bike. We're running, you can see, a chain drive. We actually just put this bigger sprocket and longer chain on. That's a 150 link EK chain. It's a 530 series. And then I'm also, if you can see it, we're running the Trask chain drive kit. That sprocket is a 54 tooth rear sprocket, and it's way peppier on the bottom end, I can tell that. And it really didn't lose much on top end at all. The tail light, we're running a Custom Dynamics integrated turn signal tail light that I had to cut out when we did the rear fender. We also chopped this rear fender. It used to be down around here. It was a full length, and we chopped it to match, as you can tell. We chopped it to match the line of the bags, and it turned out pretty good. It's my first time chopping a fender, and I'll tell you that carbon fiber is really hard to hang on to when you're trying to cut it. So with all things considered, I'm very thankful it turned out as good as it did. We're running a Cruzy Originals laydown license plate. And then moving on to the right side of the bike, we've got the Trask Tornado Turbo Kit, sold exclusively by Drag Specialties, and you can swap yours over from my friends at Lifestyle Cycles. So with the Trask Performance Tornado Turbo Kit, I'm making around 150 horsepower and torque, and we're looking to go up from there. We're going to be doing, you know, probably Wiseco pistons. Not sure which heads I'm going to go with yet. And I'm thinking of A1 Cycles lightweight crank, because they do offer a lifetime warranty on their parts. So that was my reason for thinking that. I'm running a 64mm Screaming Eagle throttle body and intake, and an All Balls Racing starter. I did have to put a new starter on last year. I killed my stock starter. So guys, moving on to the brains of the motorcycle. We are running a Thunder Max ECU, and that's what was required to run the Tornado Turbo that we put on here. So I will say it's been a great ECU so far. It does closed loop tuning. I did have to take it to Dream Rides, Tennessee to get it dyno tuned when I first did this kit, and they did a great job with it, man. I have zero complaints. We actually just upgraded the fuel pump as well. It's got an All Balls Racing performance fuel pump. And that's pretty much it for upgrades right now, guys. We're probably going to be doing some more this year. So guys, that's it for the performance mods for right now. I hope you guys liked that portion of the video. If you did like that, leave a like. And let me know down in the comments what other mods you think we should do to this bike at this point. I'm working a deal right now to try and get another sound system. I'm running Rockford Fosgate. However, I'm wanting to do more experimenting with sound systems. So we're probably going to be upgrading that soon. When we do, you'll see over on the Instagram page or the TikTok that we're doing the install, and we'll probably maybe do a live stream of the install. That would be pretty cool. Maybe connect with you guys a little bit better. If you would like to see a live stream of a sound system install, let me know. We'll see how it goes. I've never done any live streaming anyways, so it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, guys, that's it. Let's get into the what people don't tell you about riding fast on a Harley Davidson. But first, let's see if we can do this right. Let's time it. Maybe we can get this jump going. What nobody tells you about riding fast on a Harley. One thing is, it still helps to be able to move around on the bike, regardless of what people say. I can personally attest to speeding up once I started moving around on the bike. Now, if you're not running a taller suspension, you're going to drag way before I do, because I'm running +2 in the front and +2 in the rear as well. So that helps me have ground clearance. Secondly, a big thing nobody tells you about is braking. So I do a little bit of track riding. And one thing I'll tell you is most track riders only use front brake, most racers as well. You can work the rear brake, but the most beneficial method is going to be front brake, and you typically want to try to have all braking done before you enter into a corner. Think about it like this. Cornering's already hard enough. You don't want to try to have to fight throttle, and you don't want to have to fight your brake. Also, this time of year, you'll have to watch out for like wet roads, colder roads. You want to make sure your tires are warm. Even if your tires are warm, the road's still going to be cooler. There's no getting around that. It's just the nature of riding in this part of the year. For those of you that don't know, this is middle February. I'm also running Messler Cruise Tech, so I'm running 32 PSI in the front, 36 in the rear. So one thing, you don't want to be choppy on the throttle in the corners as well. And I know I'm doing a lot of information in a shorter video, but we can honestly break this down a little bit better in a later video if you'd like to. We can even work on like what line you should run versus what line you shouldn't, and all that. Kind of like how you want to go to the outside, dip it off in, hit the apex, drift it up to the line, come in, do the same thing. Kind of hitting this middle, fighting back to the inside here, going back to the high side, go to the outside, same here, and now we're going to try to dip it off into the apex of the corner. Watch out for the rock. And that's all it is, guys. It's just repetitiveness. Also remember, if you're new to this and you are trying to do it, and I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, what I am saying is you should practice when the road's pretty empty. You don't want to be up here during like rush hour or at the height of the busyness of the road on the weekend. You don't want to do that. You want to be out here when it's pretty vacant and you have time to take it slow, practice your line, and work on your craft. But like anything, guys, remember, practice makes perfect. And I'm a long way from perfect. I'm working and learning every single day that I come up here. I just want to make sure you guys know that you too can do it. You also want to do all your downshifting before you enter a corner as well. Like I said, guys, you always want to make sure you've got everything out of the way before you enter the corner. And see, like right there, I entered a little bit too low. That's all right. That's why we're taking it slow and we're learning. For those of you wondering, that was third gear. We're still in third. Brake, brake, brake. Okay, off the brake. We're over on the bike, going into the corner with our body and our butt. So I'm going to slow it down now, guys. We're getting into the portion of the road where we have houses. It's not a good idea to be trying to do that around driveways. You'll end up, somebody will pull out in front of you. There could be gravel in the road. There's just a lot to cover. I'm sure we'll talk more about it later on too. But if you have any questions or you see anything I didn't cover, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to talk about it. I try to do my best to respond to everyone. And yeah, guys, So let's maybe talk a little bit more about it while we cruise around. Because I hear a lot of people talking bad about using front brake, and there's a lot of people that talk about not using front brake, but they've never actually gave it a try. And I used to be one of those guys. I thought, no, trail braking, that's just using your rear brake only. And boy, did I learn a lot after I had my first track day. So, like I'm saying, guys, trail braking, it's okay, brake, off the brake. The more I lean over, the less brake I engage. What up, adventure buddy? Man, I miss riding my adventure bike. I've got to get a set of tires on that Pan America. So bad. Like, this is my baby. This is my old girl. I'll never be without this bike as long as I can help it. But that Pan America is something fun. If you haven't ridden one, I suggest trying to catch a test ride at your local Harley shop. I know most dealerships will let you if you got your motorcycle endorsement. But anyways, guys, I think, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video right here. If you like the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And as always, remember to hit that bell notification so you get reminded of future uploads and activities. I'm hoping to be able to start bringing you 2 videos a week here soon, now that the weather's starting to break and we're getting a little bit more prettier days in the week. So guys, as always, keep the main thing, boosted out.